So the Roulant has been around for almost 13 years now, and it's an organization that experiences a very high level of turnover, and that's actually a natural, we don't see that as bad, it's a natural part of who we are because we're youth run.
It's so different from the organizations I had been involved in the past, nonprofit organizations. That sense of walking into the place and feeling like you're part of a community rather than part of an organization.
I was looking for voluntary work for a while, but the problem with other voluntary works in Montreal was that they were very stringent on time. When I saw that they actually had a very flexible time, I decided that I could do it, and it's very easy. You learn as you're going along.
The signal quality of the Roulant to me is the understanding that the place is for everybody. This is a profound approach to take to organization.
This place has an ability to train staff, not from staff, like volunteers, donors, client members who have been here for 13 years. You know, they carry so much institutional memory, and they've been validated in sharing that.
I think when Vanessa came in, she was hired into an organization that was struggling, both in terms of the team and financially, and so the type of leadership that was called for at that time was a charismatic leader, an inspired leader who could come in, pull things together, put things in order, and really demonstrate a high level of strength and carrying the mission of the organization within her.
When I started studying the Roulant, what I was seeing in terms of vitality was very multifaceted. I saw leadership emerging in many different ways from many people all the time, and not in the kind of consultants, you know, everyone leads except secretly it's this person here, but in a real grounded way.
We were feeling strong and we were feeling healthy. Funny, it was in the context of that Vanessa at the time told us that she was leaving.
What happened during the transition time was that the careers, the Santropol Roulant careers of 5 key core staff members were coming to a close at the same time. And it was the same case also for 4 of our longest standing members of the board.
People were leaving for all the right reasons, you know, felt that they had taken their program or area to a really nice place, felt it was safe and healthy to sort of let it appropriate a new person.
Although there was a fear around the fact that it was happening all at once, there was an openness to the idea that people should be moving on. It's a natural part of an organization.
We wanted to see this transition period as an opportunity for the organization to reflect on who we are, where we wanted to go, how we wanted to evolve both our work and our structure.
That's where this transition team was brought in, and it was put together as part of an invitation from staff and board. The team itself wasn't a closed team. It was the mandate that was given to the team was that it was a non-decision making team.
There's an opening when there's a period of intense transition in an organization. There's an opening to start thinking about things differently. From the very beginning, instead of framing it as a crisis, we framed it as a time of change and an experiment.
There was a much deeper sense of exploration, of opportunity, of even with that nervousness of, wow, this is an interesting time for us to be us and to create some new possibilities.
We contacted people who had been through a previous very intense transition process at the Roulant to find out what they did. So we were trying to learn from our past. We called alumni. We said, hey, we remember there was a really difficult period in the history of the organization. We see ourselves moving in the direction of a difficult period. What can we learn from you?
The person coming in has a pretty big decision to make too, not just the organization. Is this right for me? And if it's not, it's unlikely to be right for the organization.
I started questioning what my place was here and where I could make the best possible contribution given what I had to offer, and didn't feel like it fit anywhere anymore except in the position of executive director or not at all. So I removed myself from the transition team, applied for the job, was considered like all of the other external candidates.
As a result of her coming on and having someone internal, there was the ability to look at that position differently, look at the position of executive director differently, in that this was a different time for the organization, and since Jane had interacted with the staff from various other positions, I think it demystified that position.
So what I came with was a deep understanding of what's so unique and special about this place and a deep appreciation for it. What I didn't have were the things that come with experience or come with any kind of formal training. But I think that the board and staff at the time of my hire, and this is, you know, in line with the values of the Roulant as a youth-run organization and encouraging youth leadership, was, I think, the idea that what she has is the right type of leadership for this moment.
We had such a strong community that brought us through that it was more about, in a way, the transition than the end result.
Vanessa's leadership was so important in terms of, you know, sharing, there's something really exciting and unique going on at this place. You guys should really be paying attention, like, wow, right? This is amazing. And I think for, you know, the next generation, it was the idea of there's something really, really exciting and interesting going on at this place, you know, with Vanessa here, and also still now, like without Vanessa here. It's all about and independent of the individual people who are here at any given time.
It's such a rare organization that isn't afraid of people's personal lives and yearnings and curiosities and all those untamable things that that actually bring vitality to any group of people, any organization. But because they're untamable, we don't know where they're going to take us. Most organizations ask us to put them aside, and the Roulant doesn't do that.
And I think a lot about the nature of work and meaningful work, and that we spend most of our lives working. Being very assertive in terms of defining for myself, you know, how I want to spend the most of my life, you know? So this feels right.